Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You have probably seen a video like this before, but just in case you have not, I'm going to show you how I prepare my diamond painting kits to be worked on. And I'm going to start with this tiger that I showed in my last video. It's kind of straightforward. I don't do anything too outrageous, I don't think. But this is the one I'm going to be doing. And this is I think it's a 35 by 35. It's a 30 by 35. So I'm going to show you how I kit up a project to work on. So first of all, these are always so bendy and they don't want to lay out flat. So I will always start by lifting up the plastic and laying it back down. Now, the same thing works if you are working on a pattern that has the paper. You do exactly the same thing. You lift it up. Now, some people use a ruler. That's probably really smart. I'm not using a ruler. I'm just using my hands. And you smooth that out. And what this does is it kind of it adjusts the way it's holding. So now it's laying down a lot better on that side. So I do that on both sides. And I do like that the paper is a lot less crinkly. But so that's the kit now. I've already flattened it out, which means I pulled up the plastic and placed it back down, which took out some of the folding so it's not bunching up on me. And I'm going to put some washi tape around the edges because there is always some residue outside of the pattern area. And so I always go through my washi tape collection, which I'm considering showing in a video soon. And I pulled out this blue color. I think it'll work fine and good enough for this project. There's not a terribly deep line of adhesive, so I think this skinny one will be fine. So I start with my washi tape, and if this plastic wants to keep rolling up on you, what's nice about it is that you can tape it to itself and it holds. The paper does not tape down to itself nearly as well. So I take my washi tape and I start in the corner. Well, that didn't hold as well as I wanted it to. Probably my fingers on it didn't help. So I start over here. And I'll trim that tail in the end. And I just start putting the washi tape down all the way across. I usually only put the washi tape on the edges where there is adhesive. Sometimes there are sides that are not sticky outside of the pattern line at all, so I don't waste it. Not that I don't have enough washi tape. I could stand to waste just a little bit because I have a surprisingly large amount that I've accumulated since starting this hobby. But I'm not a wasteful person, so I leave that little tail over. I can leave that up or I can put it back down. So let's see if there's adhesive outside of this line. Oh yeah. So, yeah, like I said, you can get some amazing washi tapes at the craft stores anymore. And I did not have any inclination to buy washi tape until I started diamond painting. It can be kind of addictive, actually, because you never know, ooh, what color am I going to need for this project? So, yeah, you can kind of overdo it if you're not careful. So I'm just going to do this around all of the edges. You get the idea. I can finish doing the other side later on. But you get the idea. I just overlap it, and every once in a while you'll have some of this that wants to raise on the sides and the corners. I just take a little bit of Scotch tape and just kind of crisscross it on the corners if I have a little lifting going on, and that usually holds it pretty well. But that's what you do, and it works good. I used to just use Scotch tape around the edges. I mean, technically that works too, but this is a little more fun and colorful, so I decided why not. Plus, I can use it for scrapbooking later on. So I said I was going to trim this little tail, and I'm going to do it. Alright, so if you want to know how I store my drills when I'm working on a project, I go to Joann's, or I went to Joann's, and I buy these bead containers. If you look for them online, they're Darice brand, D-A-R-I-C-E. But in the Joann stores, they are under Hildy and Joe. Anyway, these are 28 drill packages, drill containers in each set. And by the magic of television, I'm going to show you one I have ready to go. So I always mark my boxes. This is my third one I've owned. I have 2 others that I am using for a larger project that had like 44 colors, so I needed 2 boxes for that. So I needed a third for a smaller project, and these are really nice. I like that it fully closes. You don't have it popping open on you. Some of the ones I found had the same amount of containers, and they were all separately placed in a tray, but you couldn't hold the lid down without having to use tape or a rubber band or something like that. I prefer the clips. I think that works great. I've also learned just today I can cut down on a little work labeling them, and I'll show you how I do that. I decided from the get-go I was not going to buy expensive labels for these because Scotch tape works just fine, and I have it on hand already. So I always stick a little piece of Scotch tape on every, what are these called? Little compartment. And then when I am done putting my beads in here, I always match up the actually, no, while I'm putting the beads in there, I match up the symbols to the beads with a Sharpie. So, actually, I will show you this right now before I get going on this. I have a couple different bead storages. This is one of them that I have. And while it's nice and convenient for maybe a trip, if you will have just a small partial pattern you want to work on, this little container does work pretty good. It doesn't hold as many. The reason why I would only basically use this for a trip is because of the small size of it. Because I've had some of them pop open a little too easily and spill everywhere, and I've had some of them be so hard to open I was practically breaking my nails. So that's why I like this one a lot better, and that's my preferred way of storing them. Okay, I'm kind of skipping ahead now. I'm going to go ahead and mark my containers before I fill them, because I think that's pretty easy to do. First of all, I make sure that there are no DMC colors listed on these bags, because sometimes there are. And if that's the case, I want to keep a record of that. And these are all individual, not stuck together. And these ones have no DMC numbers listed, so they're just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then a couple of numbers. That's easy enough. So if I find my Sharpie, which I just misplaced, I'm just going to take these and I'm going to mark them. This is number 1. There's no real need to do anything other than just put the symbol. And I don't need to color them because they're pretty straightforward. So 3, 5, nope, that's an A. Oh well, I'll just go along with the curvy A. And D. Okay, so I missed the C. You know what? I'll just rearrange them. E, H, J, K, and P. I'll go ahead and show you right now how I do this one little trick. Just because this is so simple, it's really that simple. If you do not have the DMC to write down, it's that simple. I usually take and put individual pieces of Scotch tape in these 5 different spots. I just decided today to try this and it worked good. I just get a longer piece of Scotch tape, stick it on there somewhere, and just roll it down. I probably would ideally get one a little bit longer than that, but I didn't. And then I just take a pair of scissors and cut like that. And that actually cuts out a step pretty good. I think I missed that one. So then they separate like that. Some of them are a little tough right at first, but then they work themselves easier. But this way I like it. You can put them on, and if they were individual, you'd have to be twisting each one individually. This way you just twist one and all of them are all visible from the get-go. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and fill up these little containers now. So what's new with you guys? I have been occupying myself while I'm drilling with watching Hollywood Graveyard. Yep, you heard me right. It is a very interesting show. Guy walks around all these California graveyards showing the different places people are laid to rest. It's really interesting. You get a lot of information there that you wouldn't get otherwise. He's a very pleasant individual. I'm not a macabre person, but I do like the history. I'm a pretty big history buff. I did not ever, you know, thrive in scholastic stuff with it, but I've always been intrigued by it. My favorite programs are real life things. My favorite, if I were to watch a show and I have the choice between an old-time history type program or a modern day show, oh, I'll go for the history program any day. I just like knowing things. Now, British history stuff is even better. But I like American history too. I think it's cool. But yeah, there's really cool snazzy, like, Hollywood type themed music playing in the background of those videos. So if you've not checked out Hollywood Graveyard, it's really interesting. What I find cool is seeing how the different movie stars chose to, I don't know, how do I say this, settle in. Some of the people have these really big deal displays. Some people I've never heard of are like, you know, influenced the nation and influenced people throughout the centuries and stuff like that. And I don't know who you are, you know, so I feel a little awkward with that. I'm gonna have to rearrange this because this one has a little more drills than will fit in a small one. But anyway, it's really interesting to see things like Jimmy Stewart's grave was so simply marked, and in the midst of just a whole bunch of other people, you wouldn't think he was anybody special or anyone of note. He was just a guy. But I think it's kind of neat in the simplicity also. Whereas Michael Jackson's final resting place is grand and blocked off from public viewing except on specific days, and yeah, that's just interesting to me. Now, this bag has either a lot of static or some kind of liquid in there. I think it's static because it just popped free. I hate it when I find bags that have the oils in them. That's my least favorite scenario. Because then you have to, like, not only do you have to separate them out, I always have to put them on a cloth and kind of try to shake out the, not shake out, but wipe off the extra oils. And that's a nuisance. So this is number 15. But okay. But I'm happy to see that I'm not finding oils in this one. My last project I did had like 5, there was only like 12 bags and 5 of them had oils in them. And that really annoys me. So this is a good one so far. Not bad at all. And this one I previously opened to test out on, because, as I mentioned in my last video, this was supposed to be square drills in this picture, and it turned out round. So I had previously opened this one to see what the round looked like on the square. And it didn't look the best, but it will work. This one's going to be close, folks. Not much extra room in that one. There's so I think I'm just going to be muting this part out and fast forwarding through it, so it's not like a big deal.
Trying not to ruin your Trying not to ruin your recording, but this has to brew for a while, so if I wait too long, wait longer to drink it.
Oh well, I'm probably just going to fast forward through this part anyway, because it's probably not interesting enough that people are going to want to hear it.
Or you can just do some ADR.
And ADR is, sorry, sound effects?
Dialogue replacement later.
Oh yeah, I don't think so. I'm not the best with
do
just
some Foley. Some sound effects like,
oh yes, horse hooves and walking. Yeah. I'm not the best with just straight dialogue trying to fill in the blanks.
make yourself some notes or bullets or something. Kind of map it out a little. Okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to say this, and then freeform other things.
I might have to try something more inventive. That's true. J, where did J go?
I want to find a way to do some more voice stuff, because I hear people that do that for a living, and I want to sound better.
Yeah, I like doing voice work. I think it's kind of fun.
Because I have that Zoom recorder.
What Zoom recorder?
It's kind of like what you have, except it's a different brand.
Oh, the handheld thingy?
Yeah.
I haven't figured out how to do that stuff with a different kind of a background, unless you just do it as like a music file and then you just fill it in like music.
Just makes it, I would recommend just doing a WAV file, and that way you can compress them later and not you have to do any editing.
I could just put this clip in my video and then you would be doing some voice work. I haven't said anything embarrassing yet.
As long as I'm not named.
I haven't said anything embarrassing yet. This is my brother. His name is
Giorgio.
Giorgio. That's his name of choice.
First thing that came into my mind.
First thing that comes into your mind is usually the most interesting. Alright, I'm going to switch these two around. So I'm going to put, you know what, I'm lost. What did I do? Okay, I'm going to put the J in the, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to do this, and do this, and do this, and this. And then I'm just going to pour it into this one. So hope you are not minding my prattling on. At least you had a little bit of someone else in my video. Yes, that is my brother. And of course, now that I know he does not want to be named, I will not share his name. But it's my brother. And then I made this be 11D. Okay. So anyway, that's how I do it. Yes, it's a little bit messed up now, but I can fix it later if I really get annoyed with this. I'm a little bit of a visual person, and having them mixed up like this is probably going to get to me. So I will probably take these out and move them over here, or move one here. And yeah, I'm a little bit anal like that. But so anyway, that's how I do it. And then my kit is all kitted up, and I like to do them all in line. I will usually pull this down. I don't know how anyone else does this, or everyone else does this. I will usually pull it down in 10-row sections, so that if I do only a 10-row section a day, I know that I got that much done. So I don't know how many that is, but, and then when I'm done with that, I will just roll it down another 10. If you can follow me. I'll roll it down another 10 like that and tape it down, and then roll it again. And so it becomes this nice little, convenient little roll of paper that I can then get rid of when I'm done. So anyway, I'm excited to get going on him. I have this drill pen I made for myself out of an old pen that I have had since I was young, and it's got kitty cats on it. Very fitting for a lion themed picture, right? So anyway, that's how it's done. That sticky tape is facing the wrong direction, but I will usually, in that 10-row section, I will usually work down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, and so on. I don't just grab a design at random and then fill them in. I usually go down the line. That's just how I do it. My mom's a little different. She'll just pick one that's got a lot and go with that one. I like to stick to a pattern, I guess. So anyway, I hope you maybe learned a little something on how to start a diamond painting kit. It's a really fun hobby if you've not tried it. You can get kits for $2, $3 to start with. It's fun. I have gotten a lot of diversion from this hobby over the last couple months, and I'm going to do another video showing a couple more finishes. So check out my video for future, no, check out my channel for future videos, and hope to see you again soon. Ciao for now.